Hello students, welcome to this English teleteaching program. Today we are going to discuss one of the chapters of your grammar book, the noun phrase. So like previous sessions, let us begin the session with a story. I am going to tell you a very interesting story, the beggar. You just listen to me and then we'll start our discussion, grammar, the noun phrase. So ready? I think you will listen to me very carefully. So the title of the story is The Beggar. Once a very rich man was traveling in a train. The rich man put on a very expensive and attractive dress. A young beggar was begging in the railway station. He went to the rich man and said, "Sir, could you kindly help me? I have nothing to eat. Please give me some money." So what happened? The rich man replied, "Have you ever given anything to anybody in your life?" "Sorry, sir. I am a helpless beggar. I am alone. I have nothing with me. Where can I get something to give others?" "If you have not given anything to anybody, why should I give something to you?" said the rich man. So my dear students, so when the poor helpless beggar said he cannot give anything because he has nothing with him, the rich man said, "I cannot give you if you have nothing to do anything, if you have nothing to give anything to anybody." And listening to these words of the rich man, the beggar became very sad, and in the evening he returned to his hut near that railway station. He did not take any food in the night and tried to sleep, but could not sleep. So what happened? Next morning, he got up early in the morning, went out of the station and saw a beautiful garden with a lot of colorful flowers. He plucked some flowers, came to the station and gave these flowers to the passengers. And you will be glad to know that the passengers became very happy and some of them put some money in his begging bowl lovingly. He continued this work for some days and could not earn more and more. But he hoped that he would definitely earn a lot of money. The poor beggar thanked the rich man for showing him the right path, and then after some days the poor beggar met the rich man in the same train. He gave him a beautiful flower, and the rich man gave him a 10 rupee note and said, "Are you taking proper care of the garden from where you are bringing these flowers? Are you watering the plants from where you are collecting these flowers?" The beggar became very sad and replied, "I have never thought about it, sir." "And learn how to work," said the rich man. The man became very worried and thoughtful. He thought, "I have neither planted nor watered the plants, but plucking flowers." So next day, early in the morning, he started cleaning the garden, planted many flower plants, watered them and collected flowers to give the passengers. After some days, he opened a flower stall, employed 2 other helpless young men and sold flowers, flower chains and buckets. He became very rich. After 2 years, the man again met the rich man and said, "Your words changed my life." So my dear students, you listen to me. This is a very interesting story. How a beggar changed his life and how he became very rich and how he planted the flower plants, plucked flowers, distributed them among the passengers. The passengers gladly gave him money. So this is all about the story. And gradually the poor beggar, the helpless beggar, employed two young other helpless beggars, and also he sold a lot of flour and became very rich. This is the story. So I think this story will definitely teach you a very good lesson. And the lesson is work hard. Work is God. Unless you work, you cannot do anything. The beggar started working, started planting the flowers, and then he earned a lot and became rich like that rich man whom he had met on the train. Right? So let us read the story and discuss our grammar item, the noun phrase. Once you look at the story, you can find a lot of noun phrases in the story. Once a very rich man was traveling in a train. You just see a very rich man, a train. The rich man put on a very expensive and attractive dress. The rich man, a very expensive, attractive dress. These are the noun phrases, right? And we will put these things as example, and we will discuss, we will analyze what is a noun phrase, why the phrase is called a noun phrase, and what are the functions of a noun phrase in the sentence, right? So once again you look at the screen, listen to me and read the lines. Once a very rich man was traveling in a train. The rich man put on a very expensive and attractive dress. A young beggar was begging in a railway station. He went to the rich man and said, "Sir, could you kindly help me? I have nothing to eat. Please give me some money." The rich man replied, "Have you ever given anything to anybody in your life?" "Sorry, sir. I am a helpless beggar. I am alone. I have nothing with me. Where can I get something to give others?" "If you have not given anything to anybody, why should I give something to you?" said the rich man. The beggar became very sad to hear these words. In the evening, he returned to his hut near that railway station. He did not take any food in the night and tried to sleep but could not. You just look at the images, right? He got up early in the morning, went out of the station and saw a beautiful garden with a lot of colorful flowers. He plucked some flowers, came to the station and gave these flowers to the passengers. The passengers became very, very happy, and some of them put some money in his begging bowl lovingly. He continued this work for some days and could earn more and more. The poor beggar thanked the rich man for showing him the right path. After some days, the poor beggar met the rich man in the same train. He gave him a beautiful flower, and the rich man gave him a 10 rupee note and said, "Are you taking proper care of the garden from where you are bringing these flowers?" The beggar replied, "I have never thought about it." "Learn how to work," said the rich man. The man became very worried and thoughtful. He thought, "I have never planted nor watered the plants, but plucking flowers from the garden." Next day, early in the morning, he started cleaning the garden, planted many flower plants, watered them, collected flowers to give the passengers. After some days, he opened a flower stall, employed two other helpless young men, and sold flowers, flower chains, and buckets. He became very rich. After 2 years, the man again met the rich man and said, "Your words changed my life." So you saw the images, you listened to the stories, you read the stories, and I hope you must have enjoyed it, right? So my dear students, let's go to the grammar. You see, some of the phrases, they are in red color, right? And we have to identify these red color phrases, what they are really and how they function in the sentences. A very rich man, this is a phrase, and man is the noun, and a very rich says something about the man, and very rich means the man is very rich, and a is the article, and that talks about a particular man, right? So you just see a very rich man, and a train, the rich man, a very expensive and attractive dress, a young beggar, he, the rich man, sir, you, me, some money. These are noun phrases. But my dear students, you can mark even in a sentence there are some single words, they are also called noun phrases. In dictionary we know a phrase means more than one words. In dictionary we cannot say a single word as a phrase, but in grammar, in a sentence, even a single word can be called a phrase. Just like he is a phrase, sir is a phrase, you is a phrase. So nouns, pronouns, they are also phrases, right? So look at the following diagram to know the order of the three main elements in the noun phrase, the four men. I have just collected this phrase from this story, the four beggar, right? You just see, beggar is the head noun. Without beggar, we cannot understand anything. If we say the four, then we cannot understand anything. So beggar is the head, and that is a noun that talks about a class of people. There is a class of people, and they are called beggars. They beg, right? So beggar is a noun, and it is the head in this noun phrase. That's why it is called head noun, and the phrase is called noun phrase. Please remember, the phrase is called noun phrase because the head or chief or the main role is the role of the noun. That's why this is a noun phrase. And the other words which are used, they are used before the noun here, head noun here, and they are here called, the is the article, definite article we say, that is the determiner. For, that describes the man, describes the beggar. How is the beggar? The beggar is poor. So that is an adjective. That's why this is a noun phrase, and in this noun phrase, these three words, they are elements of this noun phrase. These are main elements. One is determiner, another is adjective, another is noun. And the noun is the head here in this phrase. That's why the phrase is called head noun, right? So I think, my dear students, you understand what is a noun phrase. Let's do this activity, then we can understand what is a noun phrase and what are the main elements or what are the word classes used in the noun phrase. So now you read the instruction, activity 1. Spot the noun phrases in the following sentences, then identify the determiners. We have already read about determiners in the first chapter. Word classes, nouns, pronouns, determiners, adjectives, adverbs, we have some knowledge about this, right? So let's discuss this activity, then we can understand better. Let me read out the question first, then we will start our discussion. 1. That silly donkey is away. 2. Those people are busy. 3. Have pity on the starving child. 4. All of you can do the sum. 5. The little girl is always talking. Number 6. He has one sister and two brothers. 7. I heard his first 3 words. Number 8. All these 4 empty bottles are here. Number 9. Mary's mother is dead, but her father is still alive. Number 10. Which color do you like, red or green? So this is all about the questions. We have 10 sentences. Let's see first. Let's identify the noun phrases in these sentences first. Then we will see, we will identify the determiners, right? So I have underlined the noun phrases. Number 1, that silly donkey is the noun phrase in this sentence. Number 2, those people, this is a noun phrase. Number 3, have pity on the starving child. Here the starving child is the noun phrase. And my dear students, actually there is a preposition phrase here on the starving child, that is a preposition phrase, but without the preposition we can say this is a noun phrase, and we will discuss in the next session all about this, right? So all of you can do the sum in this sentence. In the fourth sentence we have two noun phrases, all of you, because you is the pronoun here, one type of noun, that is the head of this phrase, that's why this is called the noun phrase. And the some here is the head noun, and that's why the some is the noun phrase here. And in sentence number 5, the little girl is always talking. Here the little girl is the noun phrase and the head noun is girl, right? Number 6, he is the pronoun. This is also one type of noun. I have already told you pronoun is a word class. It is also, some grammarians they say that pronouns are nouns, and this is a single word, but this is a pronoun, this is a noun phrase here. And one sister, two brothers, these are two other noun phrases, right? So sister and brothers, these are head nouns. I heard his first three words. I the pronoun, and this is the head, this is the noun phrase, and his first three words, this is another noun phrase. And in this noun phrase, words, that is the head noun. All these four empty bottles are here. So all these four empty bottles, this is the noun phrase, and bottles, this is the head noun here. Mary's mother, this is one noun phrase, Mary's mother, and her father, this is another noun phrase in this sentence. And in the last sentence, which color do you like, red or green? You just see which color, this is a noun phrase, you also a noun phrase, and red and green also, these are two noun phrases. Mind it, red is the name of a color, this is here a noun, used as a noun. Green is also here used as the name of a color, and this is also a noun, and these are also two noun phrases, right? So my dear students, we identified the noun phrases, but let's see the determiners in these noun phrases. I have already told you, we have read determiners in our first chapter. So there are different types of determiners, and you just see, we will again discuss types of determiners in the next session, right? So here that silly donkey, that is the determiner. It is one type of demonstrative determiner. Those, so that these, those, these are demonstrative determiners. And have pity on the starving child. The is the article, the definite article. This is also one type of determiner here. All of you, all of, this is also determiner. And my dear students, you remember, we can sometimes when there is another determiner, if I say all the boys, all of the boys, of can also be omitted, right? So here all of, this is determiner, and in the noun phrase the some, the is also an article, and that is also called determiner. The little girl, the is here also another determiner, right? So let's go to the next sentence. The noun phrase one sister, two brothers, one is determiner and two is also another determiner, right? And his first three words, so his first, his determiner, first determiner, and three is also one determiner, my dear students. So his is the possessive, first is the order that talks about order, and that is ordinal number, and 3 is the card number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. This is also cardinal, right? So these 3 are determiners. All these 4 empty bottles are here. All is determiner, these and 4, these are 3 determiners here. Mary's, this is a possessive determiner. Mary's mother, her father. Her is also possessive pronoun. Her father. Her is the possessive pronoun, and that is also one type of determiner. So which color? WH word is also one determiner here, right? Which color? Color is the head noun and which is the determiner. And you like red or green. So my dear students, we discussed determiners. Let's go to again the structure of the noun phrase, how the elements are structured in a noun phrase, how they form a noun phrase. So my dear students, I think you are able to understand the head noun, the adjectives and determiners. So let us discuss this diagram, and if you understand this diagram, then you could do better. So once again I repeat the noun phrase, his first 10 stories, and you just see this is a noun phrase, and in this noun phrase the head noun is stories. The word stories is the head noun here, and about the stories here the determiners like his first 10, these 3 words, these are determiners, and 10 is here the cardinal number, and his is the possessive determiner, and first is the ordinal determiner. So my dear students, when we have different types of determiners, usually we can use the possessive first and the ordinal number then, and the cardinal number will come after the ordinal number. Then we can use adjectives, right? So this is all about the diagram. You just see his first 10 stories. All these 3 words, they are called determiners, and the head noun is stories. So his first 10, his is the determiner, that is possessive determiner. His, my, her, your, all these are possessive determiners. First, second, third, fourth, next, last, all these are, they talk about order, and they are ordinal numbers, ordinals. And 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the counting numbers, they are called cardinal numbers, card numbers. They are also one type of determiner, right? Let's go to the next slide. You just look at this. 1, 2, 3, etc. They are cardinals. First, second, next, last, these are all ordinals. Many, much, few, a few, little, a little, each, every, these are quantifiers. So when we will use these determiners, we should be very much careful about their orders, right? Let's see 1 or 2 more examples. You just see many extremely beautiful flowers are here, right? You just see here in the structure of the noun phrase, the quantifier is many and is followed by an adjective that is extremely beautiful. You just see this is a noun phrase, many extremely beautiful flowers. Flowers is the head noun, many is the quantifier, extremely is the adverb, and beautiful is the adjective, right? And when we have an adverb and adjective, we call them in one noun phrase, right? So extremely beautiful, they are in one adjective phrase, and the noun phrase is many extremely beautiful flowers. Once again I repeat, many is the quantifier, extremely is the adverb, beautiful is the adjective, flowers is the head noun, and extremely beautiful is the adjective phrase, and here this adjective extremely is called intensifier, right? So you just look at the diagram here, and then you can understand many extremely beautiful pictures are here. So the noun structure of the noun phrase like this, many is the quantifier, and an adjective phrase is extremely beautiful, and extremely is the adverb. So beautiful, how much beautiful? Extremely, absolutely, completely, these are adverbs, and when they are with the adjectives, they are called intensifiers. So my dear children, remember, mane rakho pila mane, ଯେତେବେଳେ ଗୋଟେ ଆଡଜେକ୍ଟିଭ ପାଇଁ ଗୋଟେ ଆଡଭର୍ବ ବ୍ୟବହାର ହେଉଥିବ, ଭେରି ଗୁଡ୍, ଭେରିଟା ଗୋଟେ ହେଉଛି ଆଡଭର୍ବ, ସେଟା ହେଲା ଇଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସିଫାୟାର। ଏକ୍ସଟ୍ରିମଲି ବ୍ୟୁଟିଫୁଲ, ଅତ୍ୟଧିକ ସୁନ୍ଦର, ତେଣୁ ଅତ୍ୟଧିକ extremely is here the intense pair, right? So you just look at the activity 2 and rearrange the words to make noun phrases. First, books is 10, big, the boys 3, the planes 5, first, her sarees beautiful all, nice a movie very, very, boys innocent young, famous 7, schools those music, old the man silly. So this is the question. Now you look at the answer. Rearrange the words to make a noun phrase. You just see. First books his 10. His first 10 books. You can do it at home, right? Number 2. Big 3. Big the boys 3. The 3 big boys. This should be the order. So you have to be very careful for the order of the words, order of the elements used in a noun phrase. So the article will come first, then the ordinal number, then the cardinal number, and then the adjectives. And before adjectives we can use the intense pairs or the adverbs, right? Number 3, the planes 5 first, the first 5 planes, right? Number 4, her sarees beautiful all her beautiful sarees. Then nice a movie very, a very nice movie. Number 6, very boys innocent young, very innocent young boys. Then famous 7, schools those music, those 7 famous music schools. You just see those demonstrative determiner, 7 that is the cardinal number, famous adjective, music is again that is noun, and schools is head noun. 2 nouns, but the noun which is used before the head noun is also called the classifier. We will discuss in the next session, right? Then come to number 8, old the man silly, the silly old man. The is the article or determiner, silly the adjective, again old is another adjective, man is the head noun, right? So my dear children, I think you have understood many things in this session, and let us conclude. Let us see what we discussed in this session today. We started with a story and we identified the noun phrases. So how to identify the noun phrases? We have to see the nouns first and the noun related words, right? Why noun phrase? We have already discussed. Noun is the head of the phrase, that's why the phrase is called the noun phrase. And in the noun phrase we have adjectives, we use adjectives to describe nouns, and these are adjective phrases. In adjective phrases we have adverbs or intense pairs and adjectives. And main elements of a noun phrase are determiners like articles, a and the, and demonstratives, cardinal numbers, ordinal numbers, wh words like this. And we have adjectives, and we have ordinal numbers and cardinals. We have also intense pairs, what we discussed adverbs before the adjectives. I think you understand. Please do the activities at home and you can understand better. So goodbye, see you in the next session.